So I first came to Passion City Church when I was a junior in high school, and I went to the 5 p.m. gathering with a couple friends and did that for a season, and then realized it was time to get involved in the church. And I wanted to be a part of our house and not just attend and participate in that way, but I wanted to be invested and I wanted to find community in this family. And so I heard a little bit about Passion Students from some of the announcements and decided that I was going to take a bold step and sign up for summer camp without knowing any guys on the trip. And I went in the day before we were supposed to leave for summer camp for my first time in Passion Students. Walked into the loading dock, met my family group there, and then the next day hopped on the bus down to Daytona Beach. I sat on the back of the bus by myself because I didn't know a soul. And about an hour into the trip, this leader walks down the bus and sits down next to me and starts asking me questions about my life, about what I'm interested in, about what I love to do. And he took note and he listened unlike anyone I'd ever met before. This guy, I didn't know at the time, but he would go on to be the most influential person in my life. And so because of that, I look back in such gratitude, thanking God for my leader, Leighton Ching. So after Passion Camp, I sort of drifted a little bit away from Passion Students because I was really obsessed with an idol in my life that was my sport. And Leighton acknowledged it and pursued me despite it, and encouraged me every single week to come back down and be involved in Passion Students, to be plugged in with my family group. And eventually I just listened to him and came down and got involved in students and never missed a week after that. And Leighton was pursuing me and spending time with me. I would watch his life and the way he interacted with people, the way he loved people, the way he connected people. He lived in such an outstanding way that it led me to say, if this is who Jesus is, and if these are the things that Jesus does for people, then I love Jesus. And so Leighton is the one who pointed me to Jesus. He's the guy who lived like Jesus in front of me. And ultimately, Leighton was the guy who baptized me at Passion City Church. So after I graduated, I moved on to college and unfortunately moved out of town, so I couldn't be as invested and involved in Passion Students as I would like to be. And I was still pursuing my dream of playing golf. And it was definitely an idol in my life that was stripped away from me due to injury and just some tough circumstances. And I look back and I think, if Leighton hadn't been involved in my life, and if God hadn't shown me greater pursuits in life than the dreams that we come up with on our own, then I don't think I would have made it through that season. And I don't think I would have been content in that season. But somehow, I realized that there was an opportunity to love people, to serve students, to care for people in the church. That made every other pursuit in life pale in comparison to the pursuit of seeing God use you to pass the flame on to the next generation. And so I knew in college that when I came back to Atlanta, I was going to be involved in Passion Students. And I did. I came back and got put with a group of 6th grade guys and served with them for the last 2 years, and I love them to death. So a year into leading the 6th graders, I got an incredible opportunity to serve with Passion Students with a group of high school guys in the Marietta area. And that ended up being one of the greatest years of my life, and getting to see how God moved in their lives. Getting to serve with these guys in the Marietta area was such a joy, because I would go in and I saw in them the same passion for Jesus, the same spark that ignited a faith in my life present in theirs. And I would watch these guys come in every single week with notes ready and eager to talk with each other and be real and vulnerable. And it amazed me that there was a full circle happening. There's one student in particular, Chris Chula, who stood out in the group of guys. I was finally getting the opportunity to invest in people in the same way that Leighton invested in my life. And I watched these students grow through the same sort of phase of life that I had grown through. And it was a a beautiful thing, week by week, joining these guys in worship and in teaching, and in the family group time and discussing scripture together. It was like they were growing like I'd never seen people grow before. Chris came in every week so eager to learn and grow and be real and vulnerable with each other that it led the entire group to a place of vulnerability and realness. And I saw in him this spark that was present and igniting something that was spectacular to watch.